Assalamualaikum, good morning, good evening, and good afternoon to the viewers and our beloved lecturer Ms. Zanaria binti Idris. As you can see here, we are going to present about teaching and learning assessment issues and how can we connect these issues to the SDG. But first of all, let's know our team member. So this team has two members, which is me myself as Amir Hamzah bin Aminullah and my partner Muhammad Nur Qaim bin Muhammad Rosli. So after I introduce my team member, I would like to introduce to all of the viewers about the question itself. Now, the teaching, learning and assessment are central to education but face challenges such as unequal access, diverse learner needs and limited assessment practices. So this issue affect the quality of education, and the quality education is in sustainable development goal number 4, which is we call it as SDG 4. So does it important? Does the issue is important to us? Yes, the issue is very important because we as the educator, we need to work together to achieve the sustainable development goal so that all of the people in the all people in the world or the globe can feel or can have the good environment, on their country, on their neighborhood, and so on. So the SDG, the issue is really connected to SDG 4, which is educational quality. So if we don't have the quality in education, that means the future will be far worse than what we are now, since they have no knowledge to survive in the future. So for the first issue, diverse learning styles and needs, before we go deeper in this issue, I would like to generally point out what the issue is about. So from the name itself, we know that in the classroom we had like 13 to 20 to 13 students, and if the school is at like village or outside the cities, it will be like 10 to 20 students. It's still a lot for a teacher to focus on one of them. So this is not like the private tutor where the tutor can focus on just one student. The issue here is the teacher need to spend their focus on all of student and make sure the students understand what the teachers is teaching. So now, without further ado, let's go deeper in this issue. So first, unequal learning outcomes occur when diverse needs are not addressed. So as we all know, we have three different psychological education, something like that. So the first one is psychomotor, the second one is auditory, and the third one is visual, where three of these is very different in their learning style. So the psychomotor one, they need to move actively in the class so that they can remember what they learn, and they can understand what the class is about. So the second one is auditory, where they need to hear what teachers say so that they can remember and they can understand. And for the visual, they need to see with their eyes for example, like they need to see a notes that teacher write on the board. So teacher need to really come up with a plan to strike these three group so that all of them can understand what the teachers is trying to teach or try to educate them. The next one, the group has special needs, need to be focused. So need to be focused. So in this at this time, from my personal experience, I can see that in one class there is one, or that it's minor, it's so minor, it's so minority, but they also have in the normal class where they need special attention. So we can't just ignore the student that need the special attention. We need to also focus on them, but we still need to focus on the others so that all of the students will gain the knowledge that you try to pass, or you want to educate. And then this is from Tomlinson at 2014. So he's saying that students' learning abilities are different. One teaching approach cannot meet all needs. So like I said before, we got three learning style, and teachers need to address it properly. So let's see the positive side here, where if the teacher can appropriately address this issue, they can adopt flexible and creative teaching methods. And for the negative effect, if the teachers not address it correctly, then the risk of special needs learners being overlooked can be slightly higher. What is the connection between this issue and SDG? So let's see. In SDG 10 in SDG 10, the reduce inequalities. So I will dig deeper in the SDG goal, so that the SDG 10.2, the UNESCO said by 2030 empowered and promote the social, economic and political inclusion of all, irrespective of age, sex, disability, race, ethnicity, origin, religion, economic and other status. So that means we are all equal. No matter what, we are all equal. So the impact of this will be, if the teacher fail to address the diverse learning style, students, the inequalities will be widened, and it can be contradict to the SDG 10.2 itself. So solution for this issue is to come out with the differentiation instruction, where for the visual group we have the instruction itself. For the psychomotor one, we got their way itself, and for the auditory we got their instruction that suits their needs. And the second solution is inclusive assessment practice, where everyone, the teachers, the students, will get the inclusive assessment practice, where so that we can communicate and we can appreciate the special needs. And last but not least, teacher training in inclusion. So teacher need to practice more. Teacher will give a training in handling the inclusive one, so that they can handle the matter, even they can handle the matter if the classroom had the special needs one.
Thank you, Amir Hamzah, for the great explanation just now. So, now, me, Muhammad Nur Qayyim bin Muhammad Rosli, will move to second issue, which is too much focus on procedures and exams. As we know, there are schools that their teachers use drills and memorization more than problem solving. So, we can see this by looking at the assessment, where the assessment is mostly exams and tests. by looking at the research, it shows that this thing will limit deep understanding and reasoning for their students. Alright, so based on these situations, there's actually a positive side where the students can be fast in routine tasks because it's only require a repetition task. But the negative side is students cannot apply knowledge in new problems. Exam push teachers to teach to the test. So the students only repeat the same question time by time. So if the teachers give the new style of question, the students cannot done it perfectly. So what is the connection between this issue and SDG? Right, so we found out that this issue basically linked with SDG 4, quality education, specifically SDG 4.1, which is it states that ensure all girls and boys complete free, equitable, and quality primary education with good learning outcomes. So basically, what if the impact if this issue keep happening? Right, the impact is if maths learning is exam based, students may not achieve strong numeracy, and this thing will block the goal of quality learning at all. Alright, so what is the thing that we can do or the solutions that we can give for this issue? Right, the first one is basically use tasks that boot reasoning, such as story problems, number talks. There's a lot actually method that we can do to improve this thing. The second one is makes formative and summative assessment because a lot of assessment will make the students face a lot of or a kind variety questions. So the student will keep improving their understanding. And last one is train teachers to balance conceptual and procedural teaching. Moving on to the third issue, which is lack of real-life application in mathematics teaching. Basically, in many classrooms, mathematics is taught as abstract formulas and numbers. So, the students often can't connect what they learn to their daily life, such as shopping, time management, or measurement. Basically, these things will make mathematics feel distant and only useful for exams. So, why this is bad? Right. So, as we can see here is students lose interest and motivation because they do not see the purpose of learning. They do not see will this thing be beneficial for them in the future. The second one is weak transfer of knowledge, where the students struggle to apply math in real situations, such as budgeting. And the last one is it will risk of creating a gap between school learning and life skill. Same thing with a second point, where they can't relate the thing that they learn with their real life application. So, what is the connection between the issue with SDG? Basically, we found out there is two connection the issue with the SDG, which is the first one is SDG 4, quality education, and the second one is SDG 9, industry, innovation, and infrastructure. Specifically, we will go through one by one. SDG 4.1, ensure quality primary education for all children. SDG 4.7, provide learners with skills for sustainable development. And last one, SDG 8.6, develop relevant skills for work and entrepreneurship. Right, so basically, what is the impact if the issue keep happening? First one is the students may finish primary school without useful competencies, lowering overall quality of education. So they can relate the thing that they studies with their daily life. Basically, this is very unhealthy and this will make their education or their knowledge that they gain at the school is useless because they cannot make a connection between their knowledge that they gain at the school with their daily life problems. Second one is learners will lack problem solving and decision making skills needed for sustainable living, as I said just now. And the third one is weak practical mathematics skill, reduce future employability and entrepreneurship opportunities. Right, as we know, the basic or the foundation must be strong because if we get into the secondary school, we will also study mathematics or any subjects that we learn. We must have a strong foundation so that we can understand at the higher level. So if we couldn't master or have a strong foundation at first, how can we learn the more complex knowledge? And last one is long-term effect, which the students risk becoming passive learners who cannot use mathematics to improve their own lives or communities. So what can we do to solve these problems? The first one, we can use real life examples such as connect math to daily life activities such as shopping, budgeting or reading environmental data so students see its purpose and students will be excited. Oh, so actually mathematics is related very much to our daily life. If they can connect the dot between daily life and mathematics, so they will be like excited and we will be happy to learn mathematics more. The second one, the thing that we can do is encourage cross or curricular teaching. Alright, so basically this thing will combine math with other subjects such as measuring in science, mapping in geography to make learning meaningful. Alright, so when we relate mathematics with the other subjects, they can see that actually mathematics is useful not in mathematics only, but it is also useful in the other discipline of education. So when they study the same thing and can apply it to the other subjects, they will be happy and can see further how mathematics important is because it will applicable to majority of discipline education. Alright. The lastly is provide teacher training, which is this is the most important one because the teacher is the one who will taught the student. Alright. So the equip teachers with skills and strategies for contextual and activity based teaching. So the teacher must be complete with the idea or the other RPH and the BBM for them to make the students understand better. So, by having a good training, a good uh, understanding, they can use their knowledge to improve the classroom itself.
So, for conclusion to all of the issues that that we state before, so teaching learning issues such as limited real life application, exam oriented practice, and diverse learning needs remain challenge in education. That means, it's always remain and challenges. But we as a teacher, as a future teacher, we need to work together to overcome the challenges and make changes to the environment so that we can build a better environment ourselves, and we can also contribute to the SDG itself, like we can contribute to SDG 4, which is quality education, and we also can contribute to SDG 10, which is reduce inequalities. That's all for the conclusion.
So I think that's all from us. Thank you for listening and always be positive. Thank you.